Cmaylo. I graduated in 2008 with a degree in political science, environmental studies, and French. It's actually been really nice to come back. I love coming back to campus. It's just a place that is close to my heart, and yeah, coming back to work camps it's tiring, but it's wonderful because I get to work with kids that like playing volleyball or hopefully love playing volleyball, and it's always great to be around people that are that, that still have that childhood love of the game that maybe is not as visible later. That might be why I come and coach camp, because I never went to camp when I was little. I was, in summers, we were doing other things, and I always wanted to come to camp, so. Think about being in this gym and all the hours that I spent in Levy during my tenure at Santa Clara, so, but yeah, they're fond memories. I was there for the second half of the season that year in Switzerland, and then after that, my next contract was in Klagenfurt, Austria. Played there for a year, had a great time. Then the last 2 seasons I spent in Dresden, Germany, which was a team in the German First League, but also in Champions League. So it was definitely the highest level of volleyball I've ever played, the highest level of competition, and just a great volleyball experience in a wonderful city. So that's what I've been up to for the last 4 years. It's a definite experience. I mean, the first time you don't really understand, just the basic things, like people forget that the coach and your teammates speak a different language usually and may not be able to communicate with you in English, so that's a pretty basic need, is to be able to communicate with your coach and your teammates, and it gets difficult. You have to figure it out. Also, just living in other places and being introduced to different foods, being introduced to just the whole culture of wherever you're living is, in my opinion, it's really fun. But for other people, it can just be tiring. And the style of play is different. So volleyball itself, while it is the same at some level, they teach it differently, and the whole way practices are run are different. So it's definitely, you just get used to it, I guess, or you don't, and then you go home. In Austria at the time, and we had a game against a team from Horta, Portugal, which is in the Azores Islands. So we flew into Lisbon and then took a boat from Lisbon flew again from Lisbon to this place, and then took a boat from this place to Horta. The whole journey was like 18 hours or something ridiculous. And then we played in this tiny gym. It was packed with, thousands of people. And the floor had splinters on it, so we played this game that was like, don't touch the floor. We won the game. We beat them. We weren't supposed to move on to our next round, which was in Serbia. And then on the way home, we didn't have a hotel to stay in because my club didn't have any money. So we stayed overnight. We went out overnight in Lisbon to celebrate the win. So it was just a blast, like winning the game, coupled with going to this really remote island in the middle of the ocean, coupled with going back and spending a night in Lisbon because we didn't have a hotel. And then flying back and, moving on to the next round. It was just a great group of people and a really fun experience. So that's what it's all about.
That's awesome.
It was really, really fun. I loved this program, and I loved the coaches, and they just did everything they could to make me better, and they did. And so by the time I got over to Europe after 4 years, I started at Santa Clara as like this tall, lanky kid that didn't really know how to connect the dots necessarily in terms of volleyball, and it changed. So definitely volleyball-wise, it made me. And it didn't burn me out. I think that speaks volumes to how much fun I had here, was that I still wanted to keep playing. And you look around, a lot of girls after 4 years of college sports are like, I'm done with this, I'm going to move on. But I've kept playing for another 4, so The only way it hurt me was that I felt like I had such good experiences and such good rapport with my coaches here that I went overseas and I had coaches that I couldn't communicate with, or coaches that I just didn't agree with, and I was like, I didn't know how to handle that because I was spoiled with great coaches here. Hard to compete with the memory of going to the Final Four, because that was just that's like a highlight of anyone's sport reel, I guess. But it's funny, you don't remember so many necessarily like games as much as you remember like the feeling of hard practices or accomplishing something in a hard practice and feeling great about it. And I had all my 4 years I had great teams and great teammates, and just when I'm in this gym, it's like, I think about all the corny but amazing moments that I had right here. When it was the time that we had a punishment conditioning workout and we were supposed to push boxes, like hitting boxes, across the floor, the length of the basketball court, and we had an uneven number of players, and John filled in to make the teams correct, because we all had to have teams of 4 or something. And we did the workout and we were all dying, and then we found out the next day that John actually, when he walked out of the workout, he then puked. Which felt great. And just that whole feeling of like working so hard for something, achieving something with your teammates all around you. I mean, I have a lot of specific memories, but more just the overall feeling of just a great team and having fun. It's a town called Klagenfurt, and they have a university there that offers a international business master's in English. So that's the city where I was playing my second year, and I'm excited to go back and get a degree that will hopefully allow me to continue, or not continue, to start a real career after I'm done playing. Everyone on this team should feel, if not blessed, just extremely lucky to have landed themselves here, and just don't take it for granted, because it's a great place to be. And even when it seems hard or things are just seem out of reach, like goals seem just too far away, that the 4 years flies by, as so many people say. It's so cliche, but the 4 years fly by, and just don't take it for granted, because this program is special. And I don't know, sometimes I'm jealous. I wish I could just hit replay and start it all over again.